everyone for joining. Apologize for the technical issues. We are with the what's new for the last quarter of 23. In this, my name is Nili Natan, of course, and I'm product manager. And with me is Scott, and we will try to do our best to get you with all of the updates that we wanted to share in the time that we have now. So, what's new with the Primo, what is coming with the November release here. You're seeing a new template for the presentation. I'm sharing the release highlight. In the left column, you are seeing things that are shared for both Primo Classic and Primo VE, and on the right column, highlights that are only associated for Primo VE. Improve search experience for no results found. This is a nurse enhancement. It was targeted to deal with autocomplete suggestion, but what we've agreed with the Primo working group that we are going to improve in case of zero results searches with CDI to improve the workflow and attempt to expand the search to items that are not beyond my library holdings. So we will share with you more detail on that. In addition, we improved the citation trail page. When a user going into citation trail, he may see a partial list of the citations, the one that we are found match and the one that are matched, and also have your institution rights, your activation. Now, with this enhancement, we are allowing users to expand even beyond library activation, so they can see, hopefully, a full list of citations in the results. Preserve the formatting of citations, copy from Primo. This is about the ability to copy citation and maintain the rich text format. We will dedicate a slide for that as well to better explain. We also have, coming from the CDI and the content team, we have also supporting and indexing now the unpaywall database collections. So it will affect if you choose to activate that, and this is our recommendation, your user will be able to use the filtering by availability, and this will include also the availability that account is being calculated also when you have open access links from unpaywall. And of course, as always, we have additional notable items to share. So these were the items that are both relevant for Primo and Primo VE. And now for Primo VE enhancement, in this release, we improve the discovery import profile, your ability to load from external sources, and we improve and provided a more delivery option. So you will be able to define more availability status for external records that are being loaded into Primo VE. When submitting a request, if you choose to enable that, your user will be able to set their personal location under a specific title, or like, for instance, the dorm address when submitting a request, and it will also be maintained for future use. So from the request, there will option to define more personal delivery location. As I said, we enhanced the discovery import profiles, also to support a Unimark format. And we are enhancing also the configuration for the Ferber and dedupe matching. So far, we give you the ability to play with the key combination. Now, with this release, we are giving you the option to even define keys that based on local keys, so you can add local keys based on data that you choose to have and add them to the key combination and improve the matching based on your needs. So this is a highlight that I want to share with you. Before we will go into each one of the highlights, I'd like to share the timeline. So the release is available on your sandbox from this Sunday, October 22, and will be on your production on November 5th, 2 weeks from now. Same goes for the Primo back office. You can see that it's available on the sandbox, and for local Primo customer will be available on November 19th. Okay. So the first item to share is the improved search experience in case of no results found. Here, we wanted to improve some of the use cases. There could be many use cases for zero results. One of the use cases that we have identified is that you can search and get no results found, but we do know that such an existing article or resource exists in CDI, but you just don't have, your institution may not have activation for the collection that this resource is coming from. It's not within your library holdings. So we wanted to improve the search experience with regarding to such use cases when you are searching in a scope that is either CDI scope or blended scope. And if you choose to enable this improvement, what will happen is that we will do in case of that we are finding that in the first search no results is about to be retrieved to the user, we are expanding the search to search beyond libraries activation, beyond library collection, and attempting to get the resource. As you can see in this example, we are notifying the user that the original search leads to no results found, but we expanded it beyond library holdings, and we are getting a results. And you can see that even the results that we are getting, it's marked as no online access, and we are notifying that the user, and also giving at the left side an option to turn on to turn off the bullet. And if you do that, you probably get no results found. This enhancement is by default disabled. And we also wanted to mention and note that we are automatically expanding to library collection only in that case. Okay, if you do an additional search and expand beyond my library collection was turned off, we will not use this, we will not save the setting. It will, I will demo that, and it may also be better explained. So I've searched for that, and I turn on this feature, and it tells to me if I disable that search in the configuration, I would have got no results. Now I'm getting indication that no results originally was found, but the search was expanded. So what user can do, there are alternatives for the user to go into that. They can say that no online access, and then user can submit a request to the library to purchase or to get some activation for that, or just be aware that such a book chapters exist, just not even if it doesn't have online access for it. And they can also use the toggle to turn it off. So we are notifying the user on that. I just want to share with you that this setting will not, if I'm doing additional search, the setting of the toggle expand my results is not being saved. So it's only is being doing for that specific zero result searches that leads to the results. Of course, if user already have this setting previously turned off, we will not notify and not do because it's already was activated. But this is the improvement that we are trying to target here with the no search, with the improving zero results for searches across CDI. Next is about citation trails. Citation trails are for a seed record. We are actually attempting to let the user view the list of citations that this article may have. We also note here in the that this list may be partial. So there are some reason for why this list that we are showing is a partial list. It's a partial list because it may we didn't find a match for all of the citation. We didn't find a match CDI record for all of the citations that are mentioned. This is one reason. Another reason that the list could have been partial is that we do have in CDI an article that match to that citation, but if the institution does not have rights for that, it didn't activate access to that article, we did not display that for the as part of the citation results. So for instance, if I have 40 results of citation, 25 of them can be displayed because only those are found matched in CDI and also match to the holding that the library have. So with this enhancement now, we are introducing the new toggle, expand my results. It is similar to the one that you are using in the main search. And with that, we are actually allowing the user to use the expand my results. In this example, you can see the citation is without the expand my results is presenting this number of results. And while I'm expanding the results, there are more results to show. And you can see even that the one of the results is with no full text available, that it's like we don't have an access for that, but just letting the user know that such a citation with such a metadata exists. So more details about that. We're actually releasing this out of the box. This expand my results, as we do believe that this user will benefit with knowing that a full list of citations can exist and it can use it. You have in the configuration an option to decide whether this should be expanded or filtered. So you do have in the configuration the default mode to set here. And we want also to indicate that the setting and the stickiness of the expand my results in the citation trail is actually independent from the stickiness that is being used in the main search. So it's different. If you choose to enable that one, it doesn't necessarily affecting the main search, the expand my results that is being used in the main search. So we wanted to know. Anyhow, if you do not want the expand my results to be viewed, you should hide it in the customization. We do believe this will benefit the user. This is available as this is a new template. This is available both Primo and Primo VE November release. Okay, next. Next is this function of, and it's again relevant for both Primo and Primo November release. It's coming from the NERS and IDEA, we are referring here to improvement that we are doing with this button, with this option of copy the citation to the clipboard. So far, when we use this option, this was a copy-paste option that is more limited as it does not maintain the rich text formats. For instance, if I add a citation and have italic and have an italic or bold or style within it, when I copy it, it did not maintain the rich text format for that. And now with the fix that we found to that, we are actually give the user behind the scene, we are giving the user the option to have both options. Either they can go ahead and paste into software like Word, and then they will have the option to keep the original formatting, so you can see the italic style will maintain. Or if they choose the keep text only, or if they're going into, I don't know, a simple text editor that is not supporting the rich text format, it will have as a keep text only. So now you do have the option to keep the original formatting with this copy paste. Okay. This enhancement here in this functionality, what we are actually providing, we are providing a user an option to select a personal location. I think that the library in Alma, you can define up to 10 location type, like dorm address, work address, home address, and all of that you can define. And once users select it, you can choose to enable for them those address lines and city, province, so they can fill in what are their dorm address or work address, and that address will be saved also for future use after you submit the request. So they don't need to go into user account to fill such a location, a specific location. They can also from the request add and insert a new delivery, personal delivery location for that. Okay. More flexibility to the mechanism of dedupe and Fairbairn key. So far with the dedupe and Fairbairn keys matching, what we have provided is a closed list of keys based on some fields, and we give you the option to customize the key combination, like a title and ISSN, can create a matching combination key, and we give you the option to choose whether to include which keys in that combination. What we were missing in that flexibility is in that customization is the option for you to define your own local keys. So for instance, one of the use cases that we had while designing this is a customer wanted to have an external record source, dedupe and match with their local, with a local catalog based on a specific local field that they are creating. So in order to do that, they wanted to have a local key that is being set to that specific custom local field. And then both in the external sources and in the local catalog, they can have a match for a dedupe match based on that local key. So this is what actually we are giving. We have added to the dedupe and Fairbairn complete key combination another tab to create a local key, and then you have later the option to add this local new created local keys as to one of the combination, to one of the key complete combination to improve the dedupe matching based on your needs. So this is relevant, of course, for Primo VE with the November release. Next, what we did here, we are giving more option for you to define the delivery and the availability status that will be shown for external records. So for external records, there were some cases when the link to resource is not necessarily contain a link to full text because it was restricted. And now in order to, and so far what we have supported is to have the option for you to define only available online. Now, with this enhancement, you have more option to define a different availability status. For instance, like check holding or not available or restricted. And you will have the option to even to define whether to create a link to display it in the link section in the view it or not. So more option. In order to support that, we have added to the delivery section in the import profile a link to resource with other statuses, and you can define how to generate the link and from whether it's from template and static URL. And there is, in the documentation, you will find a table that should explain the various and the condition and precedents, how eventually we will calculate the availability status. So here in an example, like for adding for check for the availability and then having a different status, which is not necessarily only what we used to get the available online. Okay, so this is about expanding the discovery import profile to support more delivery options. Additional enhancement to the discovery import profile, we also to support the regions that are using the Unimark format. We also add to the discovery import profile the option to support the metadata that is based on Unimark. So this is also available. Okay, more notable item to mention. With the August release, we show and demo more options for the resource recommender in Primo VE. We added the expansion to the search to include, while we are doing matching across resource recommender tags that you are defining, we can support singular and plural or synonyms and inflection and on reducing stop words. So we released it in August, and there was a issue discovered that give us actually a broader matching. We fixed it for November, and now the resource recommender with this enhanced search capability is available for you on the November release. So you can go ahead and verify that you are using that. More enhancements that can be shared, both Primo VE is for the one that are using the quick links, and though you are not activating quick links, we are welcome you and we are encouraged you to go ahead and find out more details about the quick links feature that we are providing from CDI, as we are increasing the list of providers that are supporting those quick links to full text. And with this November release, what we are giving is we are giving you an option to go ahead into the Primo Analytics, and you can track and monitor how the quick links that is being used by provider. So for each quick link that we are getting from CDI, we are actually getting also in one of the fields, like the methodology, what provider has actually give us this quick link. And now we are recording that into part of the Primo Analytics, and we introduced you in the August release a new dynamic subject area. We call it the Primo Customized Value. So now we have added to that Primo Customized Value another features, which is a link to HTML based on provider, and you can find now how the quick links are being used per provider. So this is something I think that's really important for you to understand how it's being used. The quick links are being used. Another things to mention and also to highlight, in the May release earlier this year, we released this resource type filter bars. Actually, we did see a lot of customer adopting that feature, which is really very nice. And we, for the Primo VE, we actually fixed there was a limitation that was not intendedly done, like a limit of defining 10 resource types. Originally, we intended to have it like you can define up to 10 resource type to include in this resource type filters bar per scope. So if you are using a multiple scope, now you will have the option to have 10 per search scope and not in total. So this was fixed and now available for you. Primo Showcase. Primo Showcase is something that will be released eventually in the first quarter of 24. It was delayed as was more work to work. I give you a sneak peek for that. The Primo Showcase is actually your way to present visual carousels of items from the library in another site, in external site. So you can what we are developing is a really easy way for you to embed a visual carousel at the faculty site or university site that can encourage traffic to your library. We will show here, I think, up to 10 or up to 15 items from the library that you can tune over there the search per subject or new arrivals or whatever. This will be released. Eventually, this widget will be released in the next quarter. And we will, of course, write a detailed guideline how to embed that. What we've done in the November release for Primo VE at the moment is we are actually what you will see, and you don't need to use it until embedding. It's for future use for that when it's going to be available. We added a configuration to support the domains that this widget will be embedded them. So there was you will see a new setting for that what permitted domains, what Primo Showcase allow domains that is available and will be seen in the configuration menu in Primo VE. We just added there as an infrastructure and for later use when this feature will be released. Okay. Now, a very a nice improvement, enhancement from the CDI and the content team is now there is Unpaywall as a database collection that's available for you to activate in the community zone and in the HFX knowledge base. So yeah, now, and it's our recommendation for you to go ahead and activate this collection. Once you are doing that, actually, what will happen is that all of the CDI records with those open access links coming from Unpaywall, if you do that, will be indexed in the CDI index and will be mentioned as full text available for you. So what you are actually achieving with that, with activating that, is that this filtering, your user will be able to filter with available online, it's full text available, and this will include also records that are available based on those open access links coming from Unpaywall. So this is our recommendation. I add here a link to the article that is, I added instruction how to activate it, but also you can find an article that is actually summarize all of the things that we are doing with Unpaywall collection. So we have this now the new option in November to activate the Unpaywall to support the filtering. Previously in the past, we also added to the brief results a link to Unpaywall. As you can see here, you can go ahead and you will read in the article, and if you did not activate that, you can do. So you will have the option to have this quick link to a link to Unpaywall if there is not quick link available for that already. And so you can read all of the effort that is done in the discovery regarding to Unpaywall content. So please read this article, and our recommendation is for you to go and activate this database. Okay, another things in the area of CDI is the projects that they are doing with regarding to normalize subject. As you know, today, the subjects that are being seen in CDI are coming from various sources, and there may be some kind of duplicates. So we went into a project of trying to normalize a subject across all CDI index. In order to do that, we are actually using control vocabulary. And I added here a link to article that explain more on that effort. This feature, this option to have this normalized subject will be fully available with an optional configuration for you in the Primo February release, Primo and Primo VE February release. What is now available for you in November release, and we are encouraging you to do it, is the ability to test that and also to give us a feedback. What we are actually doing is we are now going into with this project, what we are doing, we actually normalize the subject based on control vocabulary. And the ones that are normalized are going into the subject field, and all of the rest of the subjects that are not found a match will be now going into another field in the CDI index, which is the keyboard field. In terms of searching, while a user will do the searching, we will search across all, both subject and keywords. So no data will be lost when searching. Maybe we'll give more ranking for the subject here. But for the searching, it's not going to be a different. But for the display, there is. And I try to put here, I taken from the slides that Christine Stone presented at Igloo. So this is how the whole subject of CDI subject facet will look like. And with the new, you can see more normalized subject and less and less subject that are visually like this. As I mentioned, both will be searchable. If you are going to use that subject term, both will be searchable, but for the display, we will show a new list. This is for the subject facet. And also you can see that in the full details display, there will be also a different list of subject more normalized being seen in the new and the old. Now, what we need from you here is to get a feedback from you on that. The feature is available for you to test if you go ahead and go into the URL and add this search CDI normalized subject. And I added here also a link to the article that explains more about that project and the testing and more about the project and the normalization issue and the testing. If you are going and try to see, as it will be available for production as an optional, of course, with configuration, with the February release, but we do appreciate your input. If you are testing that, there is also an address of the CDI info address that you can fill in and give us input, and we would appreciate to get that. Okay, so this was regarding to that. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to the November release, and what is coming in the February release, as I mentioned, for both Primo and Primo VE, you will have this CGI subject and keywords field normalizations available for you to activate. And in the Primo VE, we expected to have 2 NERs completed. One of the NERs is the option in the Get It section to have more configuration and think that in case of you have one location, today we are going immediately to the item level, and some institution want to have a consistency to display always location level, and then let the user click on the location and going into the item level. So we are adding configuration to let you choose the level, the display level in the Get It, whether it will be item level or location level. Another enhancement from the NERS is more flexibility for you for a closed list of labels that the community are providing to add HTML tags, so you can play around, add links, or make it bold or italic, and all of that. And we have a closed list. The community is working. The list is not yet finalized. You can ask the Primo working group to add more over there, and we will support it also for collection descriptions and that. And of course, in the next quarter, we will also introduce the new Primo Showcase tool. We are starting with Primo VE for that, as there was more complexity with the way to access, and we wanted to simplify it. And based on the adoption, we'll decide how to target it to more. I think that I've done with that. It's also my chance to share with you that we are adding Amy Pembel. She will also be joining the later session that we have into What's Next, so into our Primo product team. So you can CC also her from question, as I'm about to go into a maternity leave. So the next Primo sessions and webinar in the next quarter will be led by Amy Pembel. So I wanted to also to mention that. I think that this is actually what I wanted to share with you regarding to that's what next. And now it's a good time for go to your question. And of course, we apologize for the delay in starting this session, but I'm happy that we managed to have it. So it's time for Q&A.
Thanks a lot, Nilly. But before we start Q&A, congratulations to you and your family for having about to have a baby. So if everybody wants to send a note to Nilly, you know, you have her email address right there, and send her warm congratulations. In the meantime, we do have some questions that have come in. First question is, we once encountered links in Clarivet Analytics that don't work. Is there a place where we could configure these?
I'm not sure I followed. What is it? It doesn't work. Maybe
if that person wants to send up a clarification question, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'll go to the next question. Yeah. Next question is, give me a second. Let me close this. Next question is, there is only one unpaywall collection in the community zone now, and it has no CDI information and is not a database. It is an aggregator with no portfolios. Is it ready yet for activation?
Maybe it will be ready with the CDI November release notes. If I see that the question is coming from maybe from Stacy, maybe it will be available with the beginning of November. I need to ask the technical team in CDI or in the content. You can submit a case, and we'll see that. Probably will be part of the CDI November release. Usually, it's available on the first Wednesday of every month or something like that.
Okay. Resource recommender enrichment. Can we try in PSB or for only production environment? In our PSB, this enhancement doesn't work correctly, or is re-indexing needed?
So first, in the August release, we waited for the everything to be indexed as a semi-annual indexing was happen. I think that if you want to try it in your sandbox, you just need to make sure that you are going and save this resource recommender. Unless the sandbox is already refreshed, I think that you can try it over there. But for production, it's the resource recommender, the existing resource recommender were already indexed for you with the semi-annual at August. So the fix that we have done is like for the query time we tune the query that are using. So no need to index for production. For the sandbox, yeah, maybe if the refreshing, it should also work. If not, you just go ahead. And whenever now you are saving an existing resource recommender, you need to know behind the scenes that it actually triggers indexing of those user tags to that you are insert resource tags to the indexing, so it will be matched. So I think that you can try it also in your sandbox as well.
Okay, next email is for the Primo Showcase tool. Will anyone in the library be able to use this? For example, any librarian using this on their libguides, or they'll need to go through someone with Primo VE admin privileges?
So there is a new table that you will add as a configuration. You will have to add the domain that you need to use for the Primo Showcase and add it there. So we allowed API, use the API for the search for that. So this is the only configuration in Primo VE that we are setting, and the implementation on which other site to do it, to have it, will be easier, but more details will be follow. We will write and post a blog for that.
Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. Give me a second. A couple of questions that came in. Give me a second. One more. Just to clarify, the search beyond library feature for zero results only happens when the user is in CDI or blended search profiles. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And I don't, actually, one more question. Is there advice available in the article on the new unpaywall feature regarding the recommended management or replacement of the existing unpaywall integration features?
Yeah, you should read the article there. It summarizes, I think, pretty well what the effort is with the unpaywall. Give us feedback if it's not clear. We have three things that is being done with the unpaywall. One of them is new for the November release, is this activation. And we also mentioned there also two things that were released in the past. Yeah, so please do and give us feedback if it's not clear.
Okay. Nili, I don't have any other comments or questions. So if you want to make some concluding remarks, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank Scott here that support us and make this webinar eventually exist and overcome those technical issues that we had. And we apologize for that. I'm happy that we managed to have it. Thank you for joining, and please help us give us feedback so we have a smooth release. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nili. May everybody be safe and healthy wherever you may be. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure.